This conference will now be recorded.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. The minutes of the main meeting. Is there any additions or corrections still?
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Okay, the agenda, any changes to that?
Number 6 got pulled. Which was plat 2025-26 for Frank Pavich.
Move to approve as amended.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, and then any conflicts of interest?
Nope.
What are the,
Yeah.
what are those on there?
I don't know. They don't need to be on there.
Okay. All right, our first item is a public hearing for change of zoning number 368 for Ryan and Whitney Waterman. So our format for a public hearing is that we'll have a presentation from Amber and the applicant, and then we'll open it up to the public for comment. If you stand up to speak, please state your name and your address. That's so that we can, for recording, it makes the minutes a lot easier. So just make sure every time you speak, you state your name and your address. And then when we're done with comments from the public, then we'll close the public hearing and we'll have discussion amongst the board. And at that time, please refrain from interjecting into the meeting unless you're called on for asking a question.
Real quick, Travis, before we work. Can I have everybody let me know whether or not you can hear us online? You can do a thumbs up, perfect.
I'm good, I can hear you.
All right, thanks, Kristen. I guess we'll see if Kayla can give me a thumbs up later if she needs it. But that way we at least know it's working, so go for it.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's good. Do you have a
Nope, we
presentation?
can do, okay, so, sorry. So this is change of zoning 368. This is for Ryan, and Ryan is here. This is from A1 to A2, so agriculture to A2 residential, to subdivide 35.49 acres. This one is within the kind of that joint area. We're seeing some development out there. There's other A2 residential district in the vicinity. There is also some rural residential kind of down a little bit from it. And currently it would fall within the 3-mile plating jurisdiction, so building permits and whatnot are gonna go through the city here. So this is just the change of zoning part, not the rest of it. It is a kind of joint area we're supposed to be looking at, going from the city limits out. We have. See if this will open. So this is his application, everything was included, and then he did do kind of a short write-up for you so you can see where his reasonings are behind it. This was a site plan that was done. You see all of his existing infrastructure and house and everything that's out there. General location of it. This map should be the other way, but this is the parcel in question. So the closest A2 is at this corner right here. You've got suburban residential and rural residential down here. And then you have the interstate here, and then you have rural residential on the other side of the interstate. So it kind of gives you general vicinity of where it's at. I think that's about all I have. And Ryan's here if you have any questions. But just come here.
Okay. The applicant like to make a statement?
Nope, Ryan Waterman, 258 Evans Lane, Spearfish. Kind of went through it all last time. Came in initially with an RR to decide at that initial meeting, just based on a few comments that A2 would probably be more preferred if it works. And so I just amended the application to A2 and going with that. If there's any other questions for me, happy to answer them.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, any other comments? Okay, Randy, you seem like you want to say something.
Feel free, Randy.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody? All right, we'll close the public hearing. Okay, discussion?
We go back up to like that second or third page and change that from rural residential where it's marked to A2.
I agree.
The application won't get changed, no. The minutes reflect what the change was.
Okay.
So that when he put the application in, he did ask for rural residential, and at the first meeting, after discussion, you guys gave him the option to either stay with rural residential and or he could amend the application because he went to A2, which is higher. So in last month's minutes,
Okay.
it stated that he was
Okay.
gonna change it.
As long as it's clear.
Yep, the application itself, though, we don't usually review because he did come forward with a rural residential.
Okay.
Any other discussion?
So that, if you scroll down to the next page there, Amber.
This one is on.
Yes.
Okay.
And so that parcel that is to the southeast, that color is rural residential or A2, A2 it is.
A2, this
A2,
like
yep.
solid reddish color
Mhm.
is A2.
Mhm.
Green is the rural residential, and this like orangey color is suburban
Yeah,
residential.
that's what I thought.
Yeah, and that's actually northeast because of the way the map is.
Okay, yeah, sure, it's turned.
I know, the map's turned.
And Amber, is it Park Forest across the interstate there? Or?
There's some part,
A little farther.
further away, yes, there is some
Okay.
park forest
Yeah, I know,
across.
well, Turkey's Park Forest, I didn't know
Yep,
directly across. it
yeah,
what
there's,
that
it's
is.
kind of a weird boundary in there, but yeah.
Do you remember just off the top of your head where the jurisdictional line is from Spearfish towards the
Or you
west?
mean for the like planning jurisdiction?
Yes.
I think it's our west property
Should be
line.
right on there.
It's right on
but-
there.
You're right on the edge.
I
I
think
thought
it is.
Right on the edge.
It had to have been pretty close.
Yeah, it's really close.
Um. So that kind of shows this is all ag. Under A2. Suburban residential. Yeah. Lake Park Forest is over this way.
Has this been updated with the new?
I am looking.
Yep, there you
That's,
It is right there.
let's just double check. Yep, it has been. Yep. So this is showing the new boundary that you remember we redid with the joint powers agreement, and we will be shrinking that down. So depending on when plating comes in, he's still within that no matter what, because this is the new boundary.
Okay. Anything else?
You want me to leave that other one up or?
Entertain a motion one way or another? Thoughts?
I don't have a problem with it.
Is that a motion?
Is this just for consideration or?
This is a
This
motion
is
today.
Okay,
yeah, this is a.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Any other discussion?
So I'm probably gonna be a nay on this just strictly because of the A1 to the east and southeast of it. I just would rather see that a little more orderly as it comes out, I guess maybe would be the word.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say
Nay.
nay.
4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 1.
6.
Was there 2 nays or 1?
One.
1. Oh, okay. Okay. All right, so the motion carries to go forward to county commission. Same process will occur. You're gonna send out notifications again and do all that stuff and go to the, oh yeah, don't give them like extra paper. And then, just keep the same sign posted. You just want to get out. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
No, no, it wouldn't be Chris's policy.
Yeah, but this is the county commission meeting. But this should be county commission public hearing, not board of adjustment.
Right. Yeah, I think that's right there.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Okay, item 3
You said, huh? What about the
is
road?
a recommendation meeting for variance 215.
No.
So this,
We're not getting an approval denial on this one?
on the recommendation meeting for variance 215.
Is that different with the Board of Adjustments now?
No, it just, there's too many copy and paste going on, so it,
So we're doing an approval denial, right? Okay. All right,
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you.
so this one is recommendation meeting. You're gonna make a recommendation, to the county commission or to the board of adjustment, to the board of adjustment. And it's variance 215, Karen Reed, she was gonna try to log in online, she is out of the country. So she didn't know how service was gonna be. So I'll give you kind of the background of it and why we're asking for this variance. Property owner purchased the property earlier this year. There's an existing residence already on the property. The homeowner came in to get a building permit for a detached garage. And at that time, we found that the house fell within the setback requirements because she had a survey done for the garage, which she kind of figured this out after the fact. And then when the building permit was done though, it was pulled in 2016. And it was not a public road because 2019, the road district came into play. So it changed kind of what needed to occur there. And so as part of that, when she was going through the process, she said, well, since I'm gonna go through this process anyways, it makes the most sense to have the garage where she wants to put it because of where the house is already situated. Could I go ahead and try to bring the house into compliance with current conditions with the variance? Because obviously the house is already there, we permitted it under regular. And then at the same time, could I ask for the garage? This does have a very interesting topography to the land of where she's trying to build. So we talked to her and said, it'd be better to just do it all as one application instead of trying to deal with it separately because we kind of need to look at all of it. Here's the survey that she ended up doing specifically for this project. And when they started looking at it, this is how we found out that the house, it is already there, we permitted it, but Simon's Place, this purple line, it was just an old road, so as long as they were out of it, it didn't matter because it wasn't a public right of way. Well, now it is because of the road district. So that's really what kind of changed that layout of it. And then the garage that she'd like to do is basically in line with the house. You can kind of see this was Simon's Place is down in Boulder Canyon. We have a lot of old, little subdivision roads down there that are kind of all over the place. That's where it is though. Where are those pictures at? So she was able, so the contractor started working on stuff, and it's kind of crazy, but there is a ton of rock, way more than they were expecting. So I'll pass these pictures around. He started digging. Karen didn't like where, the holes ended up being so close to the edge because there was so much rock to get out of it that she's struggling. So the new image that you see here is where it would be better placement, so we're not struggling with what they had going on. Jeff would not approve the holes to be poured on just because of where they were, so he wasn't able to. They provided some examples of the rock that they're running into to try to deal with. There's a lot of rock in here. And then she tried to show you like where the existing house is, and it's kind of built down in a hole where the trees and stuff are surrounding it. That's what they're dealing with. So they've already dug down and dug the hillside out to try to get this to work. So terrain wise, it's not going to affect anybody, but now she's having to take more, the rocks and everything. But the biggest thing is we weren't comfortable putting the holes where they were trying to make it work to meet setbacks. It just wasn't safe. And Jeff he couldn't sign off on those. So they're asking to move the holes back to get a little better footing, which is what you're seeing in the variance request here. Does that sound about right? We kind of dealt with Karen, so.
So as I was thinking about this after I read through it the other day, I understand why it's one variance, but I'd kind of like to break it into two separate parts.
You can make two separate
Recommendations.
I think that would be.
So the house,
Yeah.
when I was reading through it, I didn't have any problem with the house because the road basically encroached on the house. So that part I didn't have any problem with at all. The garage, we probably should discuss it.
I'm with Travis. I mean, the house was in place and this homeowners association came in and allowed for that setback. The house was a pre-existing condition, but a proposed garage is not a pre-existing
Correct.
condition.
Yep. Yep, and we've had these before where we found a structure not compliant when we're working on these. So a lot of times we'll just do it as one, so they're not paying two application fees, really, because you're talking about the same property.
Yeah.
But we have had it before where you've allowed one and like changed the other. You would just make a separate motion for each.
Question, is the size of the proposed garage an issue? Could they make the garage smaller and put it in a different, or is there anything extraordinary about it? How big it is?
So it's a 30 by 24. It's pretty much in half. Like you can't really move it the other way. And that's what they tried doing. But Jeff was like, I can't. I really let them put that there for safety reasons.
So if the garage would have been built, I answered one question thinking about it, but if the garage had been built where they're wanting to build it when they built the house, it would be fine.
Yes, it would have been.
Before
Because
the
it's still out of the roadway, I guess is the best way to say, because the house was always built out of the roadway, there just wasn't a setback from it because it wasn't a public right of way at the time. Now, it is a public right of way due to the road district.
Yep.
That's really the difference.
And that setback's 25 feet, correct?
Correct, yeah, from any public right of way, 25 feet from any public right of way.
Not right away, 66 feet.
Yeah, yes, there's the flat was down, I think it's 66 foot.
Yeah, it looks like it.
But it used to be an easement and now it's a public right of way due to the road district.
I guess what I'd like to do is settle the house issue first. Does anybody have any problems with that?
So that would be the
Nope.
first part of the write-up. If you see that on there, the first part, all the setbacks is specifically listed for the existing residents.
So you want, I'll move to approve the variance for the house portion of this application.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Okay. You,
Seems like there's plenty of room by the house, with the garage closer.
Yeah, I'm not very fond of it. The lot's not big enough to build a garage on.
There's 34 foot of space between them, 30-foot garage.
Make a motion to deny the variance on the garage.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right,
Oh, that's right, you want to use.
It was still, I think, Fuller and someone else.
You want to see those?
That's all, I guess.
Yeah, I just, well, I can show those photos. Okay, so then the recommendation going forward would be to approve the existing residence, deny the proposed detached garage, and then we will have to talk to Karen about whether she wants to go forward with planning commission or not. So we'll find out.
Okay.
The packet's in there. So,
all right, number 4, recommendation meeting for variance number 216 for Mark and Kristen Kells.
Right, and I believe both Mark and Kristen are on the line as we start this, so, this one is Two Bit Springs, formerly lots 8 and 9 of Two Bit Springs. They are requesting a 22.1 foot variance to the 25 foot front setback for a proposed garage, as well as a 2.8 foot variance to the existing front corner of the house. So somewhat similar situation. They have a site plan in here. This one, you can kind of see there's a existing residence already there, and you can see where the 25 foot setback line is off of that, the main road, off of the cul-de-sac. And then you can see they'd like to do an almost attached garage that would go further into that 25 foot setback, right along that main road. And then, that's that. And then you've got this up. It's just a little bit bigger option there to show you what they're trying to do. They have a request put in here. You guys had that in your packet before. It just kind of shows the overall green area. And that is all we have on that one. And they are both online, so if you have specific questions, I know that they would answer anything else.
Okay, I think this is a pretty similar situation, so we should probably split it into 2. Deal with the house first and then the garage second.
I would agree.
I agree.
Okay.
Move to approve the house.
Okay. Second. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Okay, house is settled. The garage, same thing, only actually worse. It's only 2.9 feet from the setback there.
Well, and this lot's really flat.
It's 2.9 feet from the edge of the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like right on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a reason we have setbacks.
Yep.
I would move to deny.
Second.
Discussion?
Are we,
They wanted to talk.
Yeah,
Bring
okay.
your attention.
Sorry. Okay, go ahead.
the lot's actually not flat. You can look at the topographical map. It drops off on all sides of the house. We looked at several other areas because we knew there was the setback. It's a very large cul-de-sac. We're at the very, very end of Two Bit Road. We have no neighbors. We have one neighbor that's in approval, but that road gets no traffic. And even with this encroaching into the easement, there's enough room. We don't encroach on anything, but we actually can't do it anywhere else because there's a huge drop off on each side of the house.
Yeah, it's 3 feet in it.
Yeah.
It's only 6 feet to go to the next topo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Sure you plot this way.
yeah.
Okay, well, we've had a motion and a second, so any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Okay, so the motion was made to deny the variance for the garage. You do have the option to go forward to the county commission with a to the Board of Adjustment with a recommendation of denial. Most of the time people do, so you just need to let me know if you want to go forward with that or not. We do have a packet here for you, so. And you can let me know later if you guys want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's only like 6 feet. If
For
you
variance,
like.
we requires a two-thirds majority
Go
of the
through the
five
section.
county commissioners.
It's 9 foot. That's pretty damn flat.
It's not much of a buildup.
All right, that's what we have
We're in that
on that
balance.
one.
Okay, number 5, final plat for Foss Development LLC.
I think Kayla is on, well, it shows she's online. So this is plat of lot 15 of Dakota Highlands. It's an 8.22 acre lot. It does not appear, let's see, looks like it meets the original, preliminary plat, no questions there. Looks like also fire plan has been fully mitigated on this lot. So there's really nothing new with it. It meets all the requirements.
Motion to approve final.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Okay. 6 is gone. Number 7, boundary plat, AR Deer Mountain Club.
Well, since Mr. Diver's here, you want to talk about this one?
Sure. Randy Diver, Professional Mapping and Surveying, 1715 Scott Avenue, Spearfish. You remember a few weeks ago, the commission vacated Tansy Trail, which was public right of way. It's inside this platted property, and it was surrounded by block A1 of Deer Mountain Village. And when you do that, you don't clear up your title. So it could be considered that you still have setbacks or not. And so what this does is it incorporates that vacated right away into the revised block A1. So there's no question on title or building permits or anything like that. So that's all it's doing, is changing the internal part of block A1, which is Tansy Trail is here, is now part of block 1. So those lot lines go away. Easier to manage from a building permits aspect and a title commitment.
Cleans it up for my purposes for sure.
So then this, I assume in the future, we'll see lots be platted off within this then?
If you look at the PUD and the development plan right now, they're building the clubhouse in this property. And they have some ability to put some other twin townhouses in and some other things to it. It would be to the northeast, but there'll be other things coming in. Whether platted or not or owned by the association is yet to be determined. We did the boundary plat of A1 to take this block out of the rest of it before we platted the 100 lot or 80 lots on this side.
Make a motion to approve the boundary.
Okay, discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
All right, thank you.
Number 8, final plat for Winslow, Denison, Dorothy.
All right, so this one is a final plat for lot E, 2.964 acres in Spring Run Estates. The fire plan or fire mitigation was completed. We did get a letter regarding that. And, we would recommend approval on this as it matches with stuff that we were expecting.
The lot size got cut down just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Almost make, I guess.
Yeah.
Where did the rest of that extra go to then?
It looks like basically when it was originally done, it's probably just still part of the tract. So they still own the adjacent land behind it, the tract
Okay.
W behind it.
That went into there?
So just for whatever, no, it's just still in W. They just aren't making it quite as big.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Okay, so this will go to county commission on Tuesday. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Final plat for that.
I don't know for sure how to say it.
Bad.
Ben?
Ed? That's how I'd say it. The piece by silent. That's what I'd go with.
Okay.
Combining lots.
Yep, combining lots in Paradise Acres. Let's see. So
We have
it's
to
lot
move that the fire plan's exempt.
3 and lot 4.
Yeah.
Motion to move that fire plan is
probably
exempt.
should.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Okay. Plat is exempt. Okay.
The motion was seconded. Was Tidwell and yeah, Ewing? Okay. Jennings said Ewing. Blaming it on me. Okay.
Motion to approve the final plat.
Second.
Discussion.
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Yeah, motion carries.
Next one.
Okay. Final plat for Russell and Pamela Rice.
So this one is one of the 50 millionth lot line revisions on these lots. I was giving him go. So, basically, they're just moving the lot line. You can see there's just a little change right in the middle. I'll try to pull this up so you can see it right here. This was the previous lot line, went down this way. It needs to move over just a tad this way. That's it.
Okay. So we need to decide if it's exempt or not.
And then it's exempt.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Okay, lot is exempt. And the plat.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Number 11 is a preliminary and final plat for Garth Olson.
So this one is 11AR. The owner is doing a lot line adjustment, adding approximately 3.98 acres to lot 11. There's a residence currently sitting on lot 11. So basically, they combined some lots on this one. The plat is exempt for lot line adjustment. There was a note, and you guys got a copy of it from the Forest Service. I haven't seen anything for a while, but she did just put a reminder in here for this plat that states that the Black Hills National Travel Forest Plan roads that are open to the public to use are depicted on a motor vehicle map and is published annually. If a road or trail is not on the current motor vehicle use map, then it is not open for public use. So the emergency egress easement does not connect to an open road. And that, there's really not much you can do. At the time that Tahonkala was done, it was a road that you could drive down, and now it may not be.
Where's that at? Yeah, we're done with it.
Tahonkala is way down to it, basically you go all the way down to the, if you rent, you just keep, it kind of pops off, and you used to be able to get, some people would come off of the top of 385 and drop down into Tahonkala too. They could go down the back way, that they can't anymore, but well, physically you probably can, but that's where it was. We haven't seen a lot, there's only a couple houses out there, there's really not very many.
Okay, so we need to determine an exemption for the fire plan.
Move to exempt the fire plan.
Second.
Okay, discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries. And the preliminary plat.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Final plat.
Move to approve. Second.
Discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay.
So we'll go forward to Council Christian next.
Number 12, final plat for Maitland Partners.
So this one, they are doing, they're basically platting or dedicating all of the roads in this, not all of them, but this portion of the roads. We're seeing this more in these larger areas, I think mainly because MDU is asking, like the utility company wants to know where the public right of ways are gonna be. So I think we're gonna see more of this, where they're just dedicating the roadways, basically.
And who owns the roadway?
Well, Maitland Partners has to sign the plat.
So have we platted the road?
We have done, it's just been a long time since we've.
Usually there's a, like Wild Turkey, there's a homeowner association that owns the roadway.
So they own those plats.
So this,
I think the statute says that the roads are then held in the public's trust. And, whatever that means, you know, they're there. I can get the statute, but that's what it says. The argument would be as the county, if you approve publicly dedicated roads, are they part of your system? Of course, the 11, 12, 3, is that what it is? It says, the last sentence says that we have it on our plats, and just because you approve a plat does not mean you accept the roads onto your system. So there's a statute that says that you approve the plats, the roads, they're not automatically yours unless you do something affirmative. Does that make sense to everybody?
so if I were to make a motion to approve this plat, as long as the road maintenance continues in Maitland Partners' name,
The county's not taking.
county's not
roads on-
responsible?
And keep in mind, the plat does have the verbiage that we added to it with the statute. That
That's-
basically saying
That's my
we're not
motion.
putting it on there. So
So this is the power company requires it?
they're starting to. Yeah, we've had a number, MDU has started to do it and Black Hills Power has, but they said they won't, because I suppose it's to do with where they want to put their lines and stuff in. Mhm. You know, we're seeing more and more of that.
But that was my motion.
Okay,
A second.
Okay,
did you
discussion,
get that motion?
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. All right,
Do you
motion
need
carries.
to-
Ownership and maintenance continues to go into Maitland Partners' name.
Yeah, the county does not claim
Or-
responsibility or accept responsibility.
Only will not be grading the road.
Mm. They used to plat the middle of the road a lot of times. That was cleaner.
Okay, number 13, preliminary and final plat for Four Bears in the Hills.
So this one is, subdivision has a fire plan ready, roads are in place, utilities are in place. And then there are some additional ones still being installed. They already have an active HOA, they have a community water system, community wastewater treatment facility. The lot is an extension of the original lot layout. So.
So this is like adding a lot into it then?
Meets the standard, it's 1.46 acres, it falls within.
It doesn't take away too much
Rapple
from
Springs.
anything of where it was. Okay.
And power line easement.
That's what I usually call it. Stuff, just-
Move to approve the preliminary plat.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Okay, and the final plat.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries.
If you wanna go forward with that session Tuesday.
All right, number 14 is final plat for Kevin Malone. Malone.
You're right. This is again in Apple Springs. They are looking at, Kevin owns both of the lots there, doing a lot line adjustment to make 8B-1A larger. There's an existing house and garage on that 8B1 with infrastructure ready to go on 8A-1A. The subdivision already has fire plant, road, utilities, the HOA, community water, water. But is exempt for a lot line adjustment. Basically, it used to just go straight across. You see this little triangle down here? They're kind of making it curve around, like everything. So it's just this little corner that's changing.
Okay. So the first thing we gotta do is determine exemption.
Move to accept.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed nay. It is exempt. Okay,
Move to approve final plat.
Preliminary. You did exempt, right?
yeah,
So then.
well, we don't have preliminary.
Well, it says it's final, but
Do we need to do preliminary?
It says preliminary.
It says
Am I
preliminary.
not- Am I crazy?
Nope, it says preliminary.
Preliminary.
Where does it say
And
preliminary?
The
On the
recommendation.
staff
Oh,
recommendation.
On the staff report.
Oh, okay, I was looking at the agenda.
Sorry. Yeah.
Alright,
Move to approve preliminary plat.
okay,
Second.
discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Move to approve final.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Alright, number 15, preliminary plat and final plat for Matson Family Revocable Trust.
Right in here. Okay. So this one is two-bit ranch or two-bit subdivision. This is on the backside of Brighter, two-bit road and Brighter Bay. You kind of know that general area down there. It was a portion of lots that were left over, from John Matson has the 190 plus, give or take, acres for sale up on the top side. This is below that. His grandson Fred would like to build a house here. And when he came in, we started working on it. The problem is it was a larger lot unplatted. There was some remainder pieces and a bunch of stuff. So we said the best thing to do was at least let's clean up those little remainders and go ahead and get them in here. And in order to do that, he's creating two lots, lot 1 and lot 2. Lot 2, I believe, is where the house is gonna sit, right, Brett?
Yes.
So the new residence is gonna sit down here on lot 2. And then this is one of those that in order to get up this far, he has to come through the Brighter Day subdivision road district roads. And so they've been working with the road district. I know there was still some questions. I haven't heard otherwise. Can you add anything to that, Brett, since the last time we met?
I guess when I spoke to Crystal and everything, we all met, the road district met, but there was like not a whole bunch, but all 3 trustees were there. I mean, they didn't really have any issues with me. Crystal said that Crystal just had a couple questions for me pertaining to cattle and everything, but I guess didn't really have much questions. They said they could hold of you, I guess, and they go.
Okay, so what we would normally do, the road district will have to find this plat, and they know that, so we tried to deal with it kind of before it got all the way through and have them meet and talk about it beforehand. So that's kind of where that's at. It doesn't really pertain to you. If the road district doesn't sign the plat, then the plat doesn't get recorded, but. We did try to get ahead of this one a little bit, so we can figure it out.
Your thoughts?
I make a motion to approve the preliminary plat.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries. Final plat.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries.
But this goes to county commission on Tuesday. Okay, thank you.
All right, number 16 is the layout plan for security storage and properties LLC.
Download that so you can check. There we go. So this is for Hidden Pine subdivision. This is the proposal, at what the Highway 14A Wildberger Road, right across from the Apple Springs subdivision. This lot's been for sale for a while and it's sold. There's an existing house that would sit up here on 12. So some of the discussion that's been going on with this one is, they're trying to, come in and develop that at the density of suburban residential zoning district. That is, matches what's directly across the highway, which is Apple Springs. They are in discussion with Apple Springs to connect to the water and sewer. In the midst of, dealing with plans and how to get it across and doing all of that, which they would have to provide. And then I know there was some earlier discussion with John Bay on access and where they were gonna put it and whatnot. I have not heard back from him, I don't think, because this is just the layout, it's kind of the very basics. I know you guys were talking to him.
I spoke to him.
Did you? Okay. So I think, was he okay with this
That's-
general layout? This is what he wanted.
That's what he wanted.
originally. Yeah.
He does want us to pull a commercial permit on both that one and the old driveway, so that way it's just done right
Mhm.
for both.
Yep. So originally, they were looking at just coming in, kind of doing this driveway was too long though, originally. It didn't meet the 500-foot length for that. And so then afterwards, John had suggested, well, maybe if we're gonna do it, have it come out across from that, so they would meet right across from each other, because there's already a trail or a stagecoach trail. And so that, they reconfigured the lots, kind of did that. This is the very start of it, so there was lots of there's some things here that makes me a little bit nervous because of lot sizes. But it is the same density of what you have right across the street. And there is still some, we would need details on the water and sewer, which we're getting there. We're just not quite there yet. But this is the layout, and I think really what they're looking for today, before they get going too much further, they've already done quite a bit of, in-depth on this part. Are there any concerns with that density level? I know there's neighbors that are not happy about it. I've already heard from them. That's just part of what we deal with. If we're looking at the fact that, he's not asking for individual septic tanks, and if he can work out everything with Apple Springs, they're adding into that density there.
What, is it zoned suburban residential right now? Okay, so it's already zoned that anyway.
Yep, it's just, for years, it's just been a big lot. I mean, that's what's been there. There was a house and a garage on it, and
I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's already zoned for that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you didn't like, you should have bought it.
But they still have, you know, stuff to do with the water and sewer. They're still working on all of that and the design aspects of it. It is kind of a, you know, we've discussed no additional accesses on Highway 14. There won't be any. I do think Wild Burger Road is probably gonna need to be addressed. This is additional access onto there and there's gonna be some issues there. But I know John's aware of that and that's why he's kind of working with them on where he wants them to come in and out of the property. No additional driveways, we discussed all that, everything would have to come off the internal road, so there's not, you know, more driveways off the Wild Burger later on.
What's with the ownership issue?
I think they're still working on that, it was a deed issue, the ownership,
The deed legal description.
the legal description was kind of messed up in the deed,
Yeah,
so
it
they
was-
said, go ahead, if you wanna explain.
From what I got heard was that it got recorded wrong back in 1960 when it first got recorded, and the initial recorder is dead or deceased, and they're in the works to get it
Yeah,
fixed the correct way.
we contacted this and he's like,
Yeah.
interesting, we need to work on this, cause when you actually do the legal description, you know, based on what's there, we're coming up with a different legal description than what was recorded. So they're having to fix it, but I don't see a big deal with it, we can trace the record of it, it's just, we just have to have it fixed.
Ma'am, you have a comment or a question?
Yes, I'm Sherry Meidinger, 12130 Washington Loop Road, Sturgis. I'm the president of the Boulder Canyon subdivision of 50 plus homeowners. We sit to the north and west of this proposed subdivision. I was in touch actually with Mr. Nelson when he first put the property up for sale. This SRD, right, did I say it right? SRD?
Yep,
yes, thank you. He was under the impression that his property could only be divided in half because we had actually inquired about it ourselves. So the first we got wind that there was going to be this large subdivision was actually less than 48 hours ago. So I have notified everybody in our subdivision, Boulder Park, which sits, of course, right next to the highway to the west of their proposed subdivision. They are aware too. Can I read some of the concerns that have come about from our residents?
Yeah, this
Are you
isn't
able to take
really a
that?
public hearing today.
Okay.
But we'll listen a little bit.
Okay. Traffic control on Wild Burger, both short and long term. Are they planning to route all traffic through a maintenance gate for those of us that live in Boulder Canyon subdivision? Concerned about mud on the road outside the construction site, any drainage changes, road maintenance funding, who's going to pay for snow removal, blacktop repairs. We have seen the plans for what Mr. Short is planning for his water and sewer. We just want to make sure that the system can handle the increased load without dropping. And what is the water supply availability in case of a fire, but maybe that's where that fire plan comes into play. And what are the sizes of the houses? Are they going to be small? We're concerned that small houses do not match the tone of either three of those neighborhoods, Boulder Park, Apple Springs, and Boulder Canyon subdivision. Long-term effects of 17 more vehicles, usually with 2 vehicles, a minimum of piece, turning on to that and then on to 14A. We already have 1 fatality marker at the corner of 14A and Wild Burger Road. Just the limited traffic we have now can actually get really kind of crazy there. So let's see. Concerned about the right of way. Is the county going to require the land developer to improve Wild Burger, or is the county going to widen the existing roadway to accommodate that higher volume? We had some crazy stuff on the road that actually just got fixed right there at the corner. Just got fixed a couple weeks ago by the DOT guys, which we were very grateful for. We are concerned about we already have increased traffic with houses being built on Wild Burger within the Apple Springs subdivision. And so we can already see that Wild Burger Road is already kind of taking a beating. We're concerned about a safety issue trying to turn onto Highway 14A with the amount of traffic already. And of course, as you know, that entrance, if you've been out there, it's really on a curve. And so that is kind of a scary thing for a lot of people. What about a school bus? If a school bus is going to be there, Where will they be able to stop and park? And then, of course, all the trees that are gonna get cut down. And we know that I realize deer have to, get acclimated to changes, but people are concerned about all the trees that would get cut down in there because we've seen, of course, deer bedding down there. So those are a lot of the concerns that the people have. So just wanted to address that today while we
Do you
have
have
the
those all done
thank
in
you.
writing? Can I have copies of that?
Of the
to put in
concerns?
record? Yeah, then I can put it
Yeah.
in the public record.
Yep.
Get a copy.
Do you want these copies or you want me to email them to you?
We
Because
can do either. We can
yeah.
make copies of those if you want.
Well, they're just such in tiny.
Okay, if
print
you
with
would like
highlight.
to email them,
Yeah, I'll
that
do
would be
that to you.
fine, and then we
Okay.
can have kind of an organized.
Okay.
And we'd just like to add it in.
Okay. And we have our annual HOA meeting on Saturday. And so I had let them know in a previous email that I'd be apprising them, and then they just got news of this last night.
Yep,
So.
and this is just the layout plan, so.
Okay.
I will tell you that plats usually are not a public hearing. They can come at
Yeah.
the end of the meeting and voice
Okay.
things. It's up to the commission if if they're,
Yeah.
or the board, if they're going to let you speak, just like that happened today.
Yes, I appreciate it. And
But
I was told to sign in, and so I did
Yep,
sign in.
perfect. No, that's
Okay.
perfect. And then
Thanks,
they
Amber.
can also send emails before the meeting. That way, like if they have a question or something, or just contact, you can maybe give them your contact information if they have specific questions for you.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, I appreciate it.
That's really, it's just a layout, and I think their concern was just making sure when they start going on to the, the more detailed stuff, that they know kind of what to watch for and what your concerns are.
We need to approve the items.
Usually you do make a recommendation for the layout then.
Okay, so we need a motion for that.
I'll move to approve the layout.
Second.
I do have
Discussion?
one question. Is the water for fire suppression adequate to handle another 17 lots? Do we
They
know
will
that?
have to determine.
They would have to determine that.
That's what they have to prove all of that, when they do so that, we won't see that till usually we get the preliminary.
Till you get the
plat.
preliminary. Okay.
Yeah, but that's what they're working on now is kind of what it can do and what it can't do.
Okay, thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Okay, motion carries.
Okay, I will, when she gets that to me, we can share with you. That's fine.
Okay. Items from planning and zoning board members.
We get down to the members. We give an update, but items from staff, okay. I just wanted to give you an update, because I know I've had people asking me, and I got an email right before the meeting, that, June 16th, must be planning and zoning. I guess he didn't specify, but city council or planning and zoning for the city of Spearfish will be officially acting on the resolution to shrink the boundary to match the joint powers. After we did all of that, their new attorney,
David Knox.
David suggested that the city officially have a resolution on file stating that they agreed to shrink their 3 mile just because of the statute saying it is 3 mile. So they're doing that, and it's June 16th. So then officially, once that's approved, the boundary that you see online, that will be the new 3 mile and joint powers boundary.
Okay.
So that we've been waiting on that, but David was out of town for a few weeks and they got it figured out. So, and then the next step from there is, which we're kind of already doing it, we're working on the old joint ordinances, the old one, the 1985 stuff. So we've been kind of working on it and doing things, but he really needed to make sure this was official before we can actually start doing some of that.
Good idea.
So, yep, so that's the next step. And then I believe, do we have, you wanna go grab that sign-in sheet out there, just to see? So yeah, that is all
We actually have public.
I have, and then I think we have some public comment.
Okay, now it's time for opportunity for public comment. Anyone wishing to have their views or matters heard is urged to attend. You'll have a 2-minute time limit unless we grant you more time. So if we have any public comment, please stand up and state your name and address.
Name Dan Carlson, 2065 6 Legends Court, and living in Apple Spring, president of the sanitary district, and active and was involved with a lot of things that are going on. We found out about this addition yesterday by concerned citizens. No communication to the sanitary district was communicated explaining using our resources that Mike owns, but we pay taxes for, we have laws and things like that. We take objection to this right now, want to put it on hold. We question the right to use our water per the water rights permit that's filed with the state of South Dakota. Last year, the sanitary district found out multiple violations of that, communicated to that, and we question if that could be this could be another violation because it does not specifically use anything with respect to outside of Apple Springs residential use. Okay. We're concerned about and how that used. We've understood that they're drilling well number 2. We haven't seen that paperwork. We understand it's been filed with the state and went through the proper things with Black Hills Pioneer postings. But again, H2O Clear Solutions never share that information with us. Okay, with respect to the wastewater treatment plant, we're concerned about long-term investment and capacity of the unit that's existing. There's a capacity study that was done last year using limited sample data. The district supported that 50% assets. Mike will say that it's his study. We supported 50% of that, and we would have, but Mike ultimately had to pay 100% because in our agreement, he was able to sell the drop box, which was an asset to use to treat wastewater to the city of Hermosa. This study, we feel, gives us a good gallons per day rate, but the assumptions on how many people in a house that are used in the study is incorrect. We've confirmed that with the state of South Dakota engineer. This study only says 2.5 people per household. The state recommendation, especially with living in a resort community in the Black Hills, should be designed based on 3.5 people. That would take the capacity down from 147 houses down to about 100 houses. Okay, we currently have 80 to 90 houses in the area, and he's now wanting to add on 19 more lots. We are in the process of negotiating with Mike, we thought, and the district trying to own the assets and purchases it and trying to understand the long-term plan, because we're not investing in the short term, we are looking at the long term. So we have questions with respect to that. We've had communications with talking about developing 2-acre lots, using septic fields, reducing capital investment, all that kind of stuff in the master plan per Johnson County ordinances in the state. We have confirmation with the state engineer that we don't have to build expand any sewer systems on any future expansions if the lots are greater than 2 acres per the Johnson County rules. So in summary, we feel we have a capacity issue in our sewer system that will take longer, much more expenses. I think 2 expansions, not 1, 2, if I really understand the master plan. I question the water permit. Okay, we understand there may be a well number 2 may have approved May 22nd, but that's never been shared with us when we're the waterworks district. And 2, we've requested to be part of these expansions and discussions in an open manner, and we were never even told about this. So, but we recommend to put it on hold until we answer water, sewer capacity, and how we're going to handle taxation of these people outside of our district. Please realize all the members in Apple Spring pay taxes. So for that water system, to support that system financially, what are these 19 lots outside the district going to have? That has not been said or documented. Thanks.
So I will clarify, and I tried to with some of the people that had called before, this is a layout plan. We're
Right.
so far removed from that stuff, we haven't even gotten there yet, so that's probably why you didn't know anything. Mr. Short actually specifically said he has not made an agreement with these guys. They came to him asking,
Right.
but that hasn't even gotten that far yet. So today is a layout plan only. I don't even have that information.
Okay. So thank you. We're just trying to, we're trying not to waste people's time, right? In the layout discussions, if we push back on this. And if it goes to the county council, I think that may happen on Tuesday.
It's the same thing that was presented today. It's the very first time, and it's just do they have any concerns, and is there anything that they need to come forward with? Right now, we don't have any of that information because they don't have a preliminary plat. They don't even try.
Okay.
Yep.
Amber, I'm just referring to the letter that Mr. Short sent to you on May 7th, just for clarification for me. He stated in here, H2O Clear Solutions is willing to incorporate Mr. Feichner's subdivision into our community water and sewer system, contingent upon the execution of a formal agreement detailing the terms outlined above.
Correct.
We have sufficient water capacity supported by our newly approved Madison well permit scheduled for drilling this summer, and adequate sewer capacity with optimization efforts currently underway at our wastewater treatment plant in coordination with our engineering partner.
That letter was sent,
Okay.
but the reason why they are only at a layout is because there was questions at that.
Okay, gotcha, thank you. I just was.
But yeah, and I confirm if they get the well, they have the capacity. They don't have wastewater treatment capacity. That's a false statement.
Well, that's between you guys to figure out with him. I'm not gonna go there, but right now, this is a layout plan only. I have no information to share with you besides the map that you guys saw.
Right.
Well, Sherry was in here, that's all we have.
So when does that happen?
They have to decide when they're gonna submit it. They have not submitted anything yet.
Okay. So we are talking, we have a community meeting in a week, so we'll talk to them more and we'll get more feedback to Mr. Short.
Have you talked to the new landowner that's looking at doing some of this stuff? He was here and I believe he gave you
He gave me his email and phone number. Yeah, that was the first I had seen or heard of it, so.
Honestly, no, I haven't met him. I saw his name was listed, but did not.
Yep. So the county commission meeting on Tuesday, you guys can definitely come if you want to. I think what I would recommend doing, which is what I just did to her, is put an email together. We would submit that with it, but at this point, they're not asking for any approvals.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Sorry to waste your time.
Nope, not at all. Just so you know, just going forward, it would be better if you guys wanted to, as a group, put I think that's what they were gonna do is they had a kind of a list of concerns and then they were gonna submit them that way.
And we got summarized other concerns
Perfect.
too, so I'll do that.
Yep, you can do that and then just submit it to it and we can just share it with the county commission on Tuesday.
Thank you.
So quick clarification, instead of me forwarding you all individual emails, which could be 50, would you like me to just summarize them and then have all the
Either way is
concerns
fine.
in there? Okay.
Yep, either way is
Okay.
fine.
And do you need it before next Tuesday's meeting?
That is up to you guys. At this point, it's a layout plan.
Okay.
It's really just
Okay.
sharing information, so if you want it included in that, fine.
Okay.
Usually we don't, once you get an idea of what their plan is for sewer, water, they don't really have any of that yet. That's sometimes where you would have more of that, but right now they don't even have that plan because they were still in the process of even seeing if it would work.
Do you recommend including attachments from the state engineer stating their feelings on the situation or not?
That's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Anybody else?
Yeah, we had two other people down on here, Gary and Patty. But
We're all Apple Springs.
okay, did you have anything else to add to that, or just is that
No,
kind of
my
everything?
concern is the septic system being adequate enough to hold additional 17, 19 homes.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks, fellas. Time and date for the next meeting, Thursday, July 3rd at 1:30 PM. Good. Okay,
Thank you.
meeting adjourned.
I'm headed to be